Where's your devotion? Where's your devotion?
Hi Libra, welcome to Maddie Tarot. I'm Maddie, and today we're going to be doing a general reading for Libra, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus placements for December 1st through 15th, 2022. Keep in mind that this is a general reading, so it may not resonate for everybody from front to back. Just take what resonates and leave the rest. You may need to swap roles throughout the reading. I am just reading energy, so I'm doing my best to put a story together from the messages that I am receiving. So I could be talking about you, your person, another individual or party at any time throughout the reading. Just swap roles as necessary, but do not overextend yourself or stretch to make it fit. If it's not your story, it's not your story. And do check your other placements because your messages could be there. I just want to say thank you to anybody supporting this channel. Thank you so much. Please like, comment, subscribe, leave feedback. I'm open to receiving feedback. I do respond to everybody as best as I'm able. And I just want to say, again, thank you for coming along on this journey. This is a passion of mine, and I greatly appreciate everybody who is supporting. So, with that being said, Libra, what does Libra need to know? What does Libra need to know? Messages for Libra. I've already cleansed the space, cleansed the decks, pre-shuffled, and meditated on the collective conscious of Libra, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus placements. So let's start with a card for you, Libra. One more. The Ten of Cups and person on Libra's mind. The Five of Coins. Past energy that led to this. The Star and the present energy. The Eight of Cups. Your intuition, Libra's intuition. The Hierophant. Libra's challenge. Libra's challenge. The Ace of Wands. And Libra's advice. The Three of Coins. Person on Libra's mind, how are they thinking? What are they feeling? And what's their next move? The Two of Wands. Caution and bias. Caution and bias. The Moon. And guidance. Guidance for Libra. We've got the Four of Swords. At the bottom of the deck, the Hermit. Alrighty. Let's get a crystal card for y'all. How do you say that? Demortierite. 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 Alrighty. This deep-colored stone can help you get control of your life back. When used as jewelry or held in your hand during daily meditation, it can help you become more organized and give you the self-discipline you need to succeed. You'll begin to feel inner peace and an end to a chaotic life. So, yeah, Libra, I was really actually picking up on that because it looks like somebody walked away from you. Now, keep in mind this energy could be reversed, so swap roles as necessary, but it's looking as if someone walked away here when there was, it looked promising, and then it kind of just went whoop, and left you a little confused. You're kind of like, whoa, what happened? It's, somebody went Casper the ghost on you, it looks like. So let's see. let's see what's coming out here. So, 10 of Cups on your end, Libra. You were just getting comfortable with this person, it seemed. If this is somebody, oh, clarified by the moon, and now it has triggered all of your insecurities. Oh gosh. I'm going to run through everything real quickly, and then we'll go more in detail into all of them. So just bear with me. So yeah, it's brought out your insecurities. Unfortunately, it looks like this person gave you the cold shoulder, left you out in the cold. Maybe just didn't communicate things. They likely you know, I know it's bringing out your insecurities, Libra, but don't take it personal because they likely are the ones that are insecure, and that's why they left. The Seven of Wands, yeah, look at that protection. They're trying to protect themselves. They felt very vulnerable. In the past energy here, the Star, what led to this? So there was a lot of hope, and maybe it was like you guys, it was a calm connection. It felt good, and that's what a lot of people don't understand is that when somebody just kind of ghosts or leaves, it's not necessarily that they, especially if they were already involved with you for a while, for a moment. It's not necessarily that they just like lost feelings and just didn't. It's like it's a few things. It could be a few things. They could either just not know what they want and just be very hot and cold. And that's, again, that's just their immaturity. It doesn't mean that anything's wrong with you. Or this person is very insecure and they're protective and they got vulnerable and they got too vulnerable and they felt very close and they didn't like the feelings that brought up inside of them. So again, nothing to do with you, but it made them want to run. And that's the more of the message I'm getting here. So in the past, you know, it felt really good. And that's, yeah, it looks like this could have been something stable, but this person just was not up to par for that sort of a connection. A lot of people see, oh gosh, they don't realize that they're so afraid of intimacy and closeness and having an actual relationship that they get something that seems stable and then they go, oh gosh, this has the real chance of working out. I gotta go, because their fears come into play. And you know, a lot of these things are subconscious. People don't really know that that's what's going on. So you know, they'll make up excuses, or it's not even excuses. It's like you can't access your subconscious. So it's like their conscious mind has a totally different reason for doing these things. And it's like until these repeated patterns of behavior are so glaringly obvious to them and they start to look a little deeper and you know, use introspection, you know, that's when you start to get it. The Eight of Cups here in the present energy is clarified by the Knight of Cups. Yeah, it looks like this person was not ready to settle down because they are, like I just said, like they're not they walked away, Eight of Cups, because of the intensity of the connection, I guess. What I'm trying to say is like the vulnerability they felt, the level of vulnerability, they felt way too open, and they were not ready to open themselves to somebody like that. So you know, Libra, that's actually something. I know it's not good to be on the receiving end of that, but that's actually something you should kind of be proud of, or find a way to find gratefulness there, because it's like that's how powerful you are. That's how powerful you are. That's how much energy and love you put out there. You sent somebody running. And I know it's not something that's like, oh yay, great, good. I get it. Like, trust me. But this is how I've had the same thing happen to me before, and so like, and we all have, but you know, that's how I kind of found a way to be grateful for it. It's like, you know what? Not many people can go that deep, and I get that. And so when somebody can meet me down at this level, then, you know, it is what it is. People are always like, it's not that deep. Well, maybe it is that deep and you're just shallow. I don't know. But you do you. But here in your intuition, the Hierophant, your intuition says you know what it is. You know, you got the knowledge. Your intuition's saying, you know, commit. It was the commitment that scared this person away. And so don't take it personally. This person's afraid of commitment. That's what your intuition's trying to tell you. Queen of Wands. Yeah, don't let it affect your sense of confidence. And then your challenge here is the Ace of Wands. It's like finding that passionate spark with somebody, and just be aware that a spark you cannot base the compatibility factor of a connection off of the chemistry, off of a spark, off of a literal chemical reaction. that it may or may not happen. If you're only dating people based on feeling the spark, you're largely limiting yourself. Also, feeling that spark, feeling that butterflies, feeling that anxious feeling in the beginning, it's like, oh my gosh, I'm nervous. That's actually your body telling you there's something wrong. It's like, that's not necessary. That's most of the time not a good thing. So, you should feel comfortable. You should feel like seen. You should feel heard. You shouldn't feel like all like on edge, Okay, so that is your challenge here. And this is in regard to relationships. Yeah, exactly. In regard to a relationship. Your challenge is that spark in the relationship. It felt like real, but like that was actually probably that was just telling you, Libra, that this was probably not going to be a good match. So the advice here, 3 of coins, is don't give up. Don't give up. Don't stop meeting people. Don't stop putting that effort in. Don't give up. Clarified by justice. Justice will be served. The scales will balance. Don't worry. The person on your mind at this time, the person on your mind, how they're feeling, what they're thinking, what they're doing. They are, like I said, two of wands, 2 of pentacles, so double 2. They are back and forth. The 2 of wands talks about 2 people coming together. It talks about a change, and it talks about discussing the future and future planning. So that's what scared them, commitment. And then the 2 of pentacles is hot and cold, juggling something. They weren't ready. They weren't ready to make that choice. They weren't ready to, 2 of pentacles is a choice as well. So 2 of wands change, 2 of pentacles choice is like, they weren't ready to make a choice, to make a change, to move forward in that, and gain that, set those intentions and stop the juggling act of like, do I want this? Do I want this? Do I want this? This person was largely immature, Libra. Just know that. It had nothing to do with you. Your bias here, your bias and caution is the moon. So you, this has brought your insecurities out. And what you need to do is you need to disconnect from the story that you're telling. I'm sorry, you need to identify the story you're telling yourself. You need to depersonalize the context of what happened. And we'll go into that when we get back to this. But the 6 of swords here, it's a lesson. You're going to learn. This is a lesson. It's time to transition, move on, extract the lesson, and understand what it taught you. And it's not a waste of time. If you learn, if you can extract what it taught you, then it didn't waste your time at all. The 4 of swords here is your guidance. Take a rest. Rest and recuperate. So your advice, your challenge was the passion and love and not losing it, because your advice was to continue putting that effort in, and justice will be served. But your guidance here is asking you to first rest and recuperate, gather yourself, make sure you are extracting that lesson, make sure you are getting the information and the knowledge that you were meant to receive here. But don't, if your knowledge you're gathering and the lesson you're extracting is that I can't open up to people and this is why everyone's the same and I'm just wasting my time, that's not the lesson. That's the wrong lesson. So that's what it is here. It's like, you will have justice served. You still got to put the effort in. Take a moment to get the right lesson out of this, instead of like letting your insecurities and fear run the show. And guidance clarified here by 4 of swords, clarified by death. Yeah. Allow for this transformation. Okay. And then the hermit and the 2 of swords is what you don't see coming, or what at the bottom of the deck there. Okay. So let's get into this. So look at this. We're going to read this one more time. So this deep colored stone can help you get control of your life back. Yeah, this is what this is. And can help you become more organized, self-disciplined, that you'll need to succeed, and feel inner peace. Yeah. Okay. So you went through a rough moment with somebody, or a rough experience. You had a lot of feelings and hope, and maybe you were looking a bit into the future and seeing big happy family with this person, or like, oh my gosh, this is so nice, it feels great, and then something happened where all your insecurities came out. Something that was hidden came to view. It's like you weren't expecting this. This was large. It was kept in the dark. And then the moon, though, is an interesting card because not only is it like insecurities and something being like veiled or concealed, hidden. It's about it's a lot of emotions going on here. You know, dark night of the soul. You can go. That's what you're being asked to go through at this time. Is like kind of take a rest, take a moment. But what's interesting about it is that, like, imagine you're in the dark, you're in next to an alley, and it looks really creepy. It looks really scary because it's like nighttime and like, you know, it's a dark alleyway. But during the daytime, you look down that alley and it's like it doesn't look scary at all. Matter of fact, at the end of the alley, there's some kids playing hopscotch. Like, I'm just like, yeah, I'm kidding, but like, you know, what's the shadows of the night and all the dark and everything, it doesn't look so scary when the light is brought to it. So imagine the light is conscious awareness. And when you can bring your conscious awareness to the dark, shadowy parts, that's called doing shadow work. When you can sit with your shadow, lean into that discomfort, figure out what it means, befriend it, stop shaming yourself for it. And so all these things are coming to light for you at this time. And that's due to this person giving you the cold shoulder. But they did it because they were trying to protect themselves. They were afraid of opening up. They were afraid of the vulnerability. They got shocked because they were like, oh gosh, I opened up too much to Libra, and wow, I really really like them, and I can't. People, they went running. So use that to soothe yourself. Use that knowing to soothe yourself at this time. This person was not ready for the how do you say, for all that you were. They weren't ready. They were like largely upset with like where they were in life, and like they were like, oh gosh, I can't. Libra's got it together. I can't do that. And so, you know, they went running because of their insecurities, not because of anything wrong with you. In the past here, the energy that was building up to this is like, this was part of your path. You were supposed to meet this person, but looks like they were a little closed off, and like they weren't really willing to get that vulnerable with you. And so like that's what again scared them away. But this was supposed to teach you something. It's a lesson. There's a light at the end of the tunnel here, and this is to the past. Is showing the star here is that this your journey was lit by the light of the star. Somebody shut down their emotions though. You could have been dealing with an Aries, or you could have been dealing with a fire sign, Aries, Leo, Sag, but not necessarily. In the present moment, though, it's really brought out a lot of emotion. Somebody walked away, like we said. And they did this. Not only were they afraid of this love coming in, Knight of Cups, but the Knight of Cups also, I like to say, you know, the Knight of Cups, sure, it's a love offer, but it's no King of Cups. And like, because the Knight is on the horse and it movement, it can leave. And the King is very stationed, grounded in the throne. It's like the Knight of Cups, sure, charming, can be romantic, can, you know, court you, but also this person was not ready for something serious. So I'm getting here a message that they think like, they kind of think things are like, it's easier when it's not as serious and it doesn't mean anything. And I know that's like, what to hear, and like that would make me angry. To like if somebody was like saying that, but I'd be like, okay, well, that would turn me off also. I'd be like, okay, well, you know, go do you then, like whatever. Because that makes no sense. Have fun. Like, so this person wants something meaningless. They want to waste their time. But I mean, again, I don't think any time is wasted if you're learning something. So maybe they need to go through that to learn something. But either way, they walked away here. Your intuition is trying to tell you, use this knowledge, this knowing you have, in regard to this commitment. You're committed, the way you commit yourself, the way you apply yourself, and you know, use it to your advantage. Do not use it to beat yourself up. Self-confidence here. Radiance. Do not use it to diminish your light. Do not use it to beat yourself up. Do not use it to tear yourself down. Use this knowledge for your greater good, your power. And knowing that, Maybe these insecurities were highlighted for you to be able to address them, for you to be able to work on your self-confidence, on your self-worth. Now, keep in mind, these were highlighted in your perception. That's not why this person left, but they facilitated something for you. They facilitated you becoming more aware of these insecurities so you could then eradicate them. It's not that people are pressing your buttons. I love this. Wait, hold on. It's not that people are pressing your buttons. The question to ask is, what wiring within me creates this button to give it the opportunity and ability to even be pressed? Dismantle that wiring. Find out why that button even exists. Dismantle that. That is what you're being asked to do at this time with this knowledge here. Your challenge is to uncover your passions, your desires in love, and understand that what drives you toward certain people. Is there something that you're missing here that you're not seeing? Is this a repetitive pattern in your life? Is this something that you could maybe look at in a different way? Is there something here in regard to relationships and your passion that is keeping you stuck in a vicious cycle? You know, they say life has a funny way of teaching us lessons. And it's not it's not wasted time if you learn something. And so if you find yourself in a pattern of like a vicious cycle where it's like the same thing keeps happening, new face, different face, but the same case, or you find yourself coming to the conclusion as if like everyone's the same, what's the use? Well, that's the biggest sign that you are overlooking the lesson. You're not extracting the correct lessons. So that's your challenge here, is to make sure you're looking at the right things in regard to love in your heart space. Your advice is to hold out, because you can't stop putting your effort in, because if you stop putting your effort in, then it's never going to happen. So the only way out is through. And the only way that you will ever meet the person that it works with is if you continue to try. But if you close yourself off and allow your hurt and pain from a quote unquote failed endeavor, then okay, well then you've given up, and there's not much, you can't expect it to come then. But justice will be served. The scales will be balanced. You will, Libra. I mean, this is your card. This is your advice. Your card. You, effort, balance, justice. It's coming, but you got to put the effort forward. And person on your mind, how they're thinking, what they're feeling in their next move. Two of Wands, Two of Pentacles. The Two of Wands talks about two people coming together. They are congregating and discussing something and talking about a plan to go forward. It doesn't need to be two people necessarily, but in this case, I do believe it's two people. You and them, obviously. This coming together and discussing of future intentions, goals, whether or not they were direct or indirectly discussed, scared this person because they are too busy juggling. And this doesn't necessarily mean that they're juggling a bunch of people. They're too busy juggling things in their life to really have any idea about. They haven't focused long enough on one desire to even know what they want. So again, this has everything to do with this person and nothing to do with you. Don't take it personally, because it was not personal. And they may have given some stupid excuse, but it's like, again, a lot of times people have no idea what's really going on inside of them until they really sit down and they're able to be super honest with themselves. And a person who runs away is not honest with you or themselves. So just know that. Your bias and caution space. Do not let your insecurities hijack the situation and tell you that your lesson was to be that you're not good enough, that whatever. I'm not good enough. I try too hard. I shouldn't have done that. I can't trust people. That's not a lesson. That's a fear. It's time to move on, let go, transition, and extract the lesson. And it has to do, you do need to look in your insecurities, but don't apply them to your life in a way that is belittling or limiting. Your lessons should empower you. They should give you the aha moments where you go, wow, now I see. Now I see what I can do to avoid this from happening in the future. And by avoid, I mean still going out and getting what you want and going in for that desire, but being able to navigate through that hardship if you come face to face with it again. Not avoid as in I need to close off and shut down and not ever do this again because that was just terrible. And that's not the avoidance I'm talking about. Your guidance here is to take the moment of rest, to recuperate, to regather yourself. This is a time of peace. You should be in serenity at this time because there is transformation happening. And growth hurts. I understand. So maybe it's not that peaceful, but it's like death is only just, it just means a new beginning. There's no ending because it's just something closes for something else to open up. It's like a thing of a flower. Like the flower dies and reblooms. Flower dies and reblooms. I don't know if you guys know what a triskelion is, but I can draw one actually. A triskelion is one of the oldest symbols known to man, and it signifies the cyclical nature of things. So a triskelion looks something like that. Triskelion. And so this symbol, it signifies the power of three and the way that everything moves in a cycle. So think about it. Everything moves in a circle, in a cycle. Everything, literally. The galaxy that we live in, it's going like this. The sun doing this. The earth going around it like this. The moon is going around the earth. And the whole thing, the whole solar system is flying through the galaxy and going around it. In the center is a black hole that does that. I mean, you look at anything. When you flush a toilet, it goes. When you even the crust of the earth, think about it. So there's points in the ocean where new crust comes out and forms into ocean bedrock because of the pressure and the temperature. So magma comes out of the core of the earth or down below where there's molten lava, and it turns into bedrock of the earth. And then there's parts where there's subduction zones where the two plates come together and they literally crumble beneath back down into the magma and get liquefied into molten lava. So at some point, the entire land surface of the earth literally moves and goes back in, and there's new crust born. And so at some point, every surface area has never been before, even on the earth. So even on top of the earth and the surface, it's still going in a circle. It also signifies birth, life, and rebirth, which is just death. So birth, life, death, birth, life, death, and then it goes around, and it signifies the Father, the Spirit, the Holy Ghost. There's the it could be a bunch of things. It could be past, present, future. So there's many. The triskelion is a beautiful symbol, and if you should just look further into it, it's a beautiful symbol. My point is, though, your guidance is to just allow this cycle to end so a new one will begin, a new, better one. So use this moment, introspection, the hermit energy. You don't need to make a decision. Two of Swords, you don't need to do anything other than just go inward and allow this light that surrounds you. That's all you need to focus on. The hermit's in a dark place, not mentally like a dark place, but like the hermit's like in the darkness and got the lantern, right? And the light shines around. And that's all you need to focus on. You don't need to know what's out there. The mystery, embrace the unknown and the mystery. It's okay to not know. It's okay to not know. So let's get some inner guidance messages for Libra. Libra, inner guidance messages for Libra. Perfect. It worked out perfectly, Libra. It worked out perfectly. It did. This encounter or relationship or experience served exactly what it was supposed to serve. It might feel overwhelming. It might feel overwhelming. And that's understandable. But it's good to, it's a belief. You're operating under a belief that you have the ability to change. You're operating under the belief of your be quiet, be still. I'm sorry, be still, keep quiet. So it's a belief is that you're operating under some limiting belief. And that's why you're overwhelmed. When you don't realize, if you just be still, keep quiet, and kind of go inward, look inward, you'll realize how this worked out perfectly for you, actually, because it showed you what it was supposed to show you. It showed you what it was supposed to show you. Okay, and be artistic. Go release this energy. Find a good outlet to put this pain through. Gentle, quieted heart. Yeah, Libra, it looks like this affected you pretty heavily. And so, and I'm so sorry, I just want to say that. But when you are able to be still, keep quiet, go inward, and feel your gentle, quieted heart without all the chaos, without all the mayhem, without all the overwhelming feelings, you'll find these limiting beliefs. Maybe it's the need to be perfect, which is just impossible, and that's something that just you got to accept. There's nothing that's perfect. Perfect doesn't exist. We're human. We're imperfectly human. And what I'm saying though is once you can identify these limiting beliefs, you will see how this worked out perfectly. And that's just an expression, of course, when something works out perfectly. It's like, in a way, the mess and the imperfections of life is perfect because it teaches us exactly what we're supposed to learn and see. And, you know, that's beautiful in my opinion. But find some sort of way to apply yourself and release this pain, okay? So maybe being artistic, that's the suggestion for y'all. But Libra, I hope this helped. That's all I have for you today. So thank you.
Feel like we've reached a crossroads. Ooh, don't you hate them ultimatums? But we need a revelation to save us. Stuck in the moment, it seems. The more I think, the more I don't know. I'm looking for a sign. Where's your devotion?